Hey everybody, it's Mr. Haskell, and I'm back with things that you should know just by being alive. And today I want to talk about John Adams, our second president, who was a founding father, a brilliant mind, and one of the most underrated and underappreciated figures in American history. Born in 1735 in Massachusetts, Adams was a Harvard-educated lawyer with a deep sense of justice and a bit of a temper. He was short and loud and fiercely principled. And while he lacked the cool charisma of Washington or the poetic genius of Jefferson, Adams brought something else to the table, and that was stubborn integrity. And before America was even thinking seriously about independence, Adams was advocating for it. He was one of the first to call out the injustice of British rule and absolutely essential in pushing the Continental Congress toward the Declaration of Independence. In fact, he was the one who nominated George Washington to lead the Continental Army. That was John Adams. Now, here's the kicker. Even though he was a revolutionary firebrand, Adams also believed in due process. After the Boston Massacre, he defended the British soldiers in court and won because he believed everyone deserved a fair trial. That takes guts. He was our first vice president under Washington and famously called it the most insignificant office that ever the invention of man contrived. And he wasn't wrong. In 1796, he became president, and his term was rocky at best. The U.S. was on the brink of war with France. He managed to avoid war through diplomacy at the cost of his popularity. He signed the Alien and Sedition Acts, one of the lowest points of his legacy, which restricted free speech and targeted immigrants, something that is still debated even now. In 1800, he lost the presidency to his old friend and sometimes bitter rival Thomas Jefferson. But here's the moment that sealed his place in history. He was vastly disappointed, but he peacefully handed over power. That had never happened before in a modern republic. Kings don't lose elections. Adams did and walked away. And that's democracy. He spent his later years writing thousands of letters, including to Jefferson, after years of silence. They reconciled, reflecting deeply on their shared legacy, and on July 4th of 1826, the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, Adams died. His last words were, "Thomas Jefferson survives." He didn't know that Jefferson had just died 6 hours earlier. Here's the takeaway that I have on John Adams. John Adams was brilliant. He was combative. He was principled. And he was flawed, but courageous. He was never loved by crowds. He was never a populist. And often politically, he could be tone deaf. But without him, there might not be a United States. He once said, "I must study politics and war, that my sons may have liberty to study mathematics and philosophy." And we owe him that debt. Thanks for watching.